Hey Stampers, it's Gaynor again. I'm now doing a series of thank you cards for all those lovely people that sent in cards for the challenge. And I've done a couple of one sheet wonders before. One did 10 cards, I think I did it at Christmas, 10 cards out of one sheet wonder. The last one I did, it did 14 cards with the tiniest little bit of waste, about that big. But this one, I've managed to utilise the whole sheet of paper. So I've marked it out ready on the back. Oh, let's see if I can get it close up. So we've got card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4, card 5, card 6, 7 and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and that one, 13, 14, 15 and 16. So I'm going to use this. It's non-stamping up, but it's absolutely gorgeous, and it goes lovely with gorgeous grape and Highland heather, and also there's baby pink in there somewhere, so I thought I'd use this. I'm going to show you how to cut it as well, and where to cut it to get the maximum out. So you can make, well, you could actually make more cards than just 16. You could use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. You could make 23 if you want, and use one piece on everything, or maybe 2 on one and 2 on another. But these are straight pieces. You can flag them both ends. I have on a couple, so I'm going to cut it with you. Then I'm going to show the measurements also, excuse me, for the layering, and then I'm going to show you the cards at the end. So I'm going to make 3 lots of these because I need about 40 cards. So you're going to pop this in at the 5-inch mark there, and you're just going to cut it. So that will give you cards 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I'm confusing myself. So we can then cut the first one 5 by 2. Cut this one by 2.5. Then you need to spin this and cut this at 3 3/4. These are giving you all these pieces. Then you need to put this in on the side and cut it at 2. And then cut these at, it's just a rough guide, 1 1/4. So I'm taking them on this side, because that mark there is 1 1/4. 1, 2, and that's my 3 pieces for card number 4. So, and I'm going to pen at the ends, and they're going to go on one of my cards. So while we're here, I'll just get this out quickly, and I'll put those pieces in all together. Whoops, it would help if I opened it. Then I'm going to give you the measurements then for all the layers. So I'm going to push that in as far as I can go. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to do them one at a time. So I'm going to slide them in so I can just see. That's right. So I want to see the ends at both the points. So take it in and trim. So, oh, that didn't work quite well. That's better. So I've got a pen at the ends, absolutely beautifully. I'm going to turn it around because some lines are confusing me. So as long as I can see, oh, I slipped into one of the grooves. As long as you can just see the corners, you're going to take them off, because you don't want to lose too much. You could put it all the way down, but it's going to be, take it really short. So really speaking, you don't have to cut them down. So that is the only bit of waste. You would, if you'd left them whole as 3 strips, you wouldn't have any waste whatsoever. So there's cards I'm going to put these in order as well. So we've got card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4, card 5. Now you could even take this down even further. You could mark it at 1/2 inch either side and then cut a diagonal. We've got a card that is cut on a diagonal, which I'll show you in a minute. So now we come to this piece. We're going to put this in at 4 inches. We're going to cut that down. You can then put this in at 1 1/4. I'm going to go back on that side. So that's a part of card 7. Let's just get these cut down as well. 1 1/2, 1 1/2, and then you're going to cut those in half at 2. So they're 2 by 1 1/2. So it's card 14. 13. We'll put them to one side here. Then we want to take this down to 1 inch. So that's 4 by 1. This is part of card 7 as well. So they go together. And that's card 16. We'll come to that in a minute. So now with this piece, because it's all over the place, turn it round and take this at 3 inches. And we're going to cut this piece at 3. So you've got a piece that is 3 by 3. And then you want the 2 by 3. Cards, where's that 7 gone? 7, 8, 9. Right, back over to here now. We're going to cut these off. What they're 4 at 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. And then you're going to cut those down to 1 1/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are card number 6. Then we've got those 2 pieces for card 7, 8, 9. This is 5 by 2 3/4. Which is card 10. This is 3 by 1, so cut that down. And this is 3 by 4, but I'm going to cut from corner to corner so I can get card 11 and 12. So just pop it in, corner to corner. You don't have to make that many cards if you don't want to. You can, you know, I'm just utilising the best I can because I need. So cards 11, 12. This is card. These 2 and this 3 piece are cards 13. Those 2 are card 14. This card is card 15. And that one is card 16. So we've done all our cutting. So that is brilliant. So if you put all those pieces back down in the order that I just cut them, you would have your bang on 12 by 12 piece of card. So I'm going to now come back in. Whoa! Now these are the layers. So the card 16 is 4 by 1 3/4. I've got the wrong piece. I've got that as card 10. Mine is. Where's card 10? There it is. So that's 1 3/4. The DSP then will be 1 7/8 by 4 1/8. So that's that piece, and I've already laid it all up. So I'm going to be layering these pieces at some point. Card 16 is that the one there that's 10. So this is 5 by 2 3/4. Again, just you can add 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch. So I've put this at 5 1/8 by 2 7/8. And there's that piece there again, and it looks absolutely beautiful with the gorgeous grape. And I've used a mixture of both gorgeous grape and Highland heather, as you can see. So the 3 by 3 piece then is this one, and then it's just 3 1/8 by 3 1/8. So let's layer that one. Oh, let me see now, because I'm getting a bit confused. There should be 2 of those. Why have I got the 2 wrong? I'm going by my... Right, I'm just going to stick to those. So card 14 is 2 pieces at 1 1/2 by 2. And I've cut these at 1 5/8 by 2 1/8. So there's those 2 pieces. And those 2 and this 3 by 1. So these are a part of card number 13. And again, 1 5/8 by 2 1/8 on those 2 pieces. And this is 1 1/8 by 3 1/8. So there's my layered pieces. Perfect. And we've got card 12. And I've layered that. What I did is I cut these 2 pieces in half. I did 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, so it left me with a healthy border all the way around, because I just did again cut that from corner to corner. So that's those 2 pieces. I will be layering these up at a later stage. This is card 9 is that piece. This was 2 by 3, so it's 2 1/8 by 3 1/8. And the same with card 8, 2 1/8 by 3 1/8. And we've got 1 1/4 by 4 and 1 by 4. So again, this is 1 3/8 by 4 1/8 and 1 1/8 by 4 1/8. And that's going to be card 11. Well, 7. I'm confusing myself. So with this one, I layered half in one colour, half in the other. And these are 1 3/8 by 1 3/8. So there's those. But they are card... What's number is that? Card number 6. So they're my 4 pieces for card number 6. This is card number 5, which is 5 by 3 3/4. So this is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So that's that piece. Whoops, swap them over. We've got our 3 banner pieces then. And I'll show you what I did on the card when we get to the card. So these are the ones that were 1 1/4 by 3. And I've pen and tint the ends. And the same here. But what I did with these, I attached them afterwards. So I just made everything 1/4 inch bigger for those. So they are, oh my gosh, my eyesight's terrible. 1 3/8 by 3 1/8. And then I pen into the ends on them, just pulled them so I could see those. This is card number 3, 2 by 3 3/4. Again, I think I did 1/4 inch on this. I did. So this is 2 1/4 by 4. Card number 2. Again, I did 1/4 inch on this one, just to swap it up a little bit. So 5 1/4 by 2 3/4. And the same on this one as well. 5 1/4 by 2 1/4. So that gives you potential to make 16 cards. Oh, there's a mouthful. I have not cut my cards ready yet, but like I'm saying, you can do big borders, you can do small tiny borders, it's entirely up to you. Swap your colours, add, you know, it's up to you. It's your cards now, you make them. And if we lay them out, this is where those cards came from. So there's your strips. But just have a play around, just cut them all into these pieces and just have a play around. This one's got a bit of sticky on it there. Ah, I had a bit of glue on there. Oof. So, you know, it depends on how much of a border you've put on. So this now you can start to see coming. These were under here, just slightly over. This was at the bottom. I can't remember where these were. Is that one? Yeah. Yes, that's right. And we had our 3x3. So I'm not going to be able to get them all the way on because my card is higher. Just push them up a little bit. And this was that card there and there. And these 4 pieces were here. So you know, you get my drift. You're going to get a lot of cards out of this. This needs to come over because that was there. And I can't remember which way round it was, but they were like that. So there is my 12x12 and layered up now. So, but it's endless. You can just mix and match now and play about and make as many cards as you can. I've chosen to do just a 16, but you could get so many out of this. If you like a nice plain card with just a simple, you know, a little bit of something with a lot of white showing, like I know a lot of people do, you could potentially make, well, you could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. You could potentially make 23 cards. So have a play. Just draw your own lines on there. Just keep going until you utilise every last little piece of paper. So they're my layered pieces. I've shown you how to cut it. Now I'm going to show you the cards I made with it. So this is card number 1. There's that piece with a beautiful simple thank you. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. Just, some people do like a lot of white, so I made that one for card number 1. This is my card number 2. Now I've used, I've got a box now. Any DSP I've got, cardstock I've got that's not big enough to use as a card front, I turn into my shapes now. I do stitched circles, ovals and squares in the 2 largest sizes. I've used some silver foil, silver glimmer paper with the leaf punch, added my rhinestones, and this is from the Love What You Do suite. So this is card number 2. Now this is what I did with cards with the pendented ends. I didn't pennant 2 of them. I pennanted 1 of them both end and just cut it in the centre, but I shoved it all the way in to the punch, and then just stamped thank you, thank you, thank you, beautiful flowers, and added 3 beautiful pearls. So that is card number 3. This is the big piece off the end, card number 5. Just beautiful. Now you will, anyone who took part in the challenge, you'll probably get one of these cards. So these are my thank you cards. So that's card number 4 with thank you on. If you don't mind a lot of white showing, see, you could do that with 2 pieces. You could even cut them in to triangles again, and you know, you could have decorated just down the sides. It's entirely up to you. This is card number 4, where the 2 pieces for this, and I haven't got them in the right order, I know, but this is card number 4. Added some beautiful of our itty bitty butterflies. And I've got a thank you. This is from a stamp set I received yesterday with a free magazine. There was 42 stamps in it. Look how beautiful that is. So I separated this because it was all attached. I used this flower. I used thank you so much. What else? That flower, that cluster of flowers, and that sentiment. That's all I used. But some of it is, isn't that gorgeous? There was 42. And look, you get the birds, the flowers, have a beautiful day, the dragonfly, the butterfly. You've got bows for a special friend. You know, you've got hanging ribbons. You've got autumn leaves. You've got pine for Christmas. It's just a good... Oh, look at that. I didn't spot the little bauble there. That's beautiful. More sprigs. And just what a wonderful stamp set. So I thought I'd pull all that in as well and use that with some of my retired Stampin' Up! Products as well. So there's the sentiment. There's that beautiful flower. So that's card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Card 6. This is card 7, which was down here that I called number 9, 8 and 9. Just beautiful, lovely large sentiment with the glittered enamel shapes. This is card 8, very similar, but I just added sequins and you are too kind, thank you. So that's 9. This is card 10. Look, I pulled in a little bit of the pink, but still stamped in the gorgeous grape. Again, I used the leaf punch. Beautiful. How quick and simple. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this one, 10. That's just a small piece, and I popped it on the side with the very vintage, some beautiful brass love hearts, and put "You're a Blessing." This is card, so that's 10. This is card 11, using the blended seasons. Beautiful. Is it blended season? Oh, blind. Yes, blended season. So I've got this one, and I've also got this one, and I used a thank you from Vertical Greetings. So same card, different layout, different wording. Beautiful. Now this is the piece where I had 1 and I had 2 of the squares. So that's 11. Right there now. I'm getting confused with myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's right. 12, 13, 14. Isn't they beautiful? That's using 2 of those pieces on that one. And that's using that extra strip. So that's 13 and 14. There's that leaf, that flower from the free stamp set, and the thank you. Love that. Aren't they beautiful cards? And this is card 15, and this time I just stamped this one. Didn't colour it in, but it's beautiful. Just left it plain. I might add a bit of colour to that actually, but it's beautiful. And then this one is the last one, card 16. There it is. I've used it there, and I've used it here. And that thank you for everything and more. So that has made my 16 beautiful, beautiful cards. I love it. Absolutely beautiful. So if I did this 3 times, I would have a total of 48 cards. And the cardstock I use for this only used 2 slices of cardstock. So 1 sheet of DSP, 2 sheets of cardstock for my matting, and then obviously my 16 card bases. Oh, thank you, my lovely. And a fresh cup of coffee, my dearest husband. These were the circles, what was in my little scraps, as I call them now. Not scraps, but my leftover shapes. So I think there's a couple with those on. But this, there we go, there's another one. And there's the oval one as well. Just 3 shapes extras. But I had those already cut out, so absolutely wonderful. So I've got now, once I layer the other 2 up and do the cards, I will have 48 cards from 3 pieces designer series paper. 48 card bottoms, which is 24 pieces of white cardstock. So you've got 24 cardstocks, because you're going to your A4 and then cut in half. 3 sheets of designer series paper at 12 by 12 and 6 A4 coloured card for layering to make 48. I'm going to put the price there. 48 cards. How is that beautiful? So 6, 18. Yes, 48 cards out of just 24 A4 cards. That's the white. You don't have to use white, you can use whatever you've got. So they're card bases. There's the DSP and there's for layering. And then just use your stamps. Absolutely wonderful. And also, I'd like to give a massive thank you. Look at this. Thank you for all you do. I received this yesterday in the post as well. And it's off the beautiful Claire Bliss, sorry. Oh, I'm terrible. Hope this contribution helps a little bit towards your expenses. Hugs, Claire Bliss. Thank you so much, Claire. She sent me a book of 12 stamps. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for that. It really does mean the world to me. And oops, I'm starting there now to get. I've done the prizes and some other wonderful people, and the rest of them are all those people. You're all going to be receiving one of those handmade cards from me via our beautiful Claire sending them. So there's my cards. There's my cards. I will turn the other ones, not exactly the same as them. And then if I layer these and do the same, I've got all my thank you cards covered from 3 sheets of designer series paper. How's that? I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you take a photo. I can't now. I've just literally cut it all up. So I might do another. I might just draw on a white piece of card, 12 by 12. And fingers crossed, if I get round to it, I'll put it on the blog as well. But if not, take a photo or pause the camera. Pause the video so you can see where I've done all the laying out. Oh my god, I hope you had it well. Well, I hope you give it a go. I hope you give me a thumbs up. And I do hope you share the video so other people can see it. There's a button in the corner that says subscribe. I'd really appreciate if you press that and the little bell that follows. That way you won't miss any future videos. I hope this was informative enough. Yeah, so, and I've wrote, I've got a little diagram there, but it's a bit crude. I was just working out how I could get all these pieces, so that's my method to me madness. I hope you enjoyed. Till next time, bye.